Welcome, y'all, to So You Mean to Tell Me, the official podcast, episode number 1. So You Mean to Tell Me is going to be the name of the podcast, but mind you, is my official brand. I feel like that is really what everything stems from. Mind you, it's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's on TikTok, it's on everything. It's really just the empowerment of everything. We're going to do education, we're going to do videos, we're going to do just really a little bit of everything that we've already been doing. So if you're not familiar, just go find us on Instagram, go find us on Twitter, go find us on TikTok. I'll leave all the information down below for you to really get more in tune with us if this is your first time. But if you already know about Mind You and you've been around, welcome back. I'm really excited to launch this part of the brand. I really feel like this is going to be my new favorite segment, my new favorite thing to do. I feel like podcasting is something that a lot of people do now. And some people say, too many people are doing it, blah, 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 blah. No. Not enough people are doing it. If you got something you want to talk about, do it. If you got something you feel like people need to hear, do it. If you feel like you got something you want to hear more about and you got to speak about it to get people to speak back to you about it, then that's what you need to do. Like, don't be afraid to use your voice because people are really, 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 really try to silence you. So if you want to do that, go do that. And go do that unapologetically every single time, y'all. Every single time. So like I said, this is episode 1 of So You Mean to Tell Me. So it's really just serving as a little introductory, just a little taste of what it's really going to be about. So I do want to just tell y'all a little bit about myself and a little bit about my brand. I originally created Mind You because I wanted to start contributing to the community, Like, to someone, it may not seem like a huge deal posting tips, information, and empowerment on social media, but to others, it may be the sign or push that they needed. So the story of the names Mind You, So You Mean to Tell Me literally come from how I talk. Like, I would say Mind You is my brand. It's the handle on all my social medias, Twitter, Insta, TikTok, .mind.you, and I'll leave all that information down there. But everything else that I'm doing as well will be a part of that brand. So You Mean to Tell Me is the official podcast name, but Mind You is the brand. So a little bit about me is I am a graduate student at the Texas Southern University, where I'm studying for my MED in counselor education with a concentration in clinical mental health counseling. I received my undergraduate degree in 2022 from Valdosta State University, where I received my BS in psychology with a minor in African American studies. My love for psychology began in the 10th grade. My favorite teacher, Mrs. Worrell, shout out to her. She was the best teacher I've ever had in my life at New Hampstead High School. She was my AP psychology teacher, and she really literally transitioned me into knowing like that's what I was going to go to school for. I always knew I was going to go to college, but I never knew like what my major was going to be. There was always so many, but I found that, I stuck with it, and I always will. Like, it really was a passion and a love. I was the youngest sibling for a very, very long time. And then I transitioned from little sister to big sister in 6th grade. I was about 11 or 12 years old. My mom had my little sister Dallas. And from that point on, like, I grew up raised in Dallas. So I really knew that I wanted to work with children. And I originally thought that I was going to be a pediatrician. But I definitely won't be doing that. But I did want to stay in the pediatric field. So I will probably be working with children with mental health disorders when I grow up. When I get a little older, I'll be doing that. And hopefully I'll get to open my own private practice one day, specializing in stuff like that. So one little fun fact I do want to throw in there. I recently, about a month ago now, applied to be a BT, which is a behavior technician using ABA therapy for children with autism. So sad. I did get the job, y'all, and I was so very excited. It was my first job that I got to use with my major, because a lot of the times it's hard to find psychology jobs straight out of undergrad, because a lot of the times you need experience or you need graduate work or you need all this, that, and the third. So I was really excited Unfortunately, that didn't work out. That's a story for another day. They did give me the opportunity to, come back at a later time when things work out for me. So hopefully I will get the opportunity to go back. But I said that to say for the future psychology majors, or for the current psychology majors, or for people thinking about psychology, a lot of the times there is this negative misconception that you can't do anything with a psychology degree, or psychology degrees are a waste. I'm here to tell you, girl, guy, whatever, go get your degree. Go get your degree. If that's what you want to do, if you're passionate about psychology, I'm telling you, everything else will come to you. Don't get so wrapped up in the what's, how, the who's, the where's, the when's. Just follow your passion and your dreams, and everything's going to come to you. So you can and you will most definitely get jobs, opportunities, and experience with a bachelor's degree in psychology or less. So if this is what you want to do, just keep on going. And I'm so very excited to embark in this journey with y'all. Okay, y'all. So what is self-love? What is self-love? What is self-love? If I had to come up with my own definition, what I would say is self-love is when you possess a very high level of self-worth. You don't need to seek validation from social media. You don't need to seek validation from friends. You don't need to seek validation from family. You don't need to seek validation from nobody, because you know about you. And can't nobody tell you about you. Period. A person with high self-love has a deep appreciation for themselves. They're comfortable and legitimately happy. Not just posting that we're happy, not just saying we're happy, not just telling ourselves we're happy, not just throwing on a smile, but truly feeling the emotion of happiness. Being happy, being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable by yourself, but also recognizing that you deserve to and are capable of experiencing companionship. Whether that companionship is an intimate relationship, whether it's a platonic relationship, whether it's a familial relationship, whether it's a relationship with yourself, whatever relationship that it is that you're seeking to, or you're trying to build, when you have a high level of self-love and self-worth and a good appreciation for yourself, you realize that those things are things that you should have. You're worthy of having. You can have. And can't nobody tell you that you can't have that, because it's just false. It's just not true. Okay, y'all. So the next thing that we said we was going to talk about is being intentional. Words hold so much power, y'all. Words hold so much power. I don't think people really understand, because a lot of the times we play and we joke. And if you know me, I play all day. I joke all night. I'm a big old goofball. But one thing I had to learn is sometimes you really do got to be serious. And you really do got to be mindful of what you say. If you're one of those people that are trying to excel at something, you're trying to be better. For instance, right now, I'm in the process of bartend training. And on my first day bartend training, I'm trying to pour the draft beers, and all my beers are coming out foamy, y'all. Like, if you pour a draft beer, you want just the right amount of head at the top, the foam. I'm talking about my whole darn beer foamy. Ain't no beer in the cup, just foam. I'm just like, I'm so bad at this. Now, mind you, it's my first day, but being the perfectionist that I am, I was just being really, really hard on myself. So my training was just like, Deja, you gotta be careful what you say. And it was crazy them saying that to me, because dang, I say that to other people. Like, I know that. So I really, really do love that when people check me on things that I know, but like, oh, I needed that reminder. Thank you, Bet. You right. Next day was today, actually. I'm pouring the beers. Boom. I'm doing much better. I'm doing much, much better. And it really just comes with being careful of what you say and just keep practicing. Like, if you keep saying you're bad at this, it really will create a negative mentality, a negative space in your mind that is telling you really can't do this. And so when you're doing it, it will be bad because you said it will be. Your actions are going to match up to your words because we want to be right. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to be poor at what we're trying to excel at because we already said we were bad. You can't make your mind up about things like that, especially when you're actively working to be better. Don't be so hard on yourself. We're only human. So I feel like whereas if you speak hope and positivity into your life, you'll perform at more higher standards and higher levels. So skill is only part of the progress. You got to have a strong mentality to complete the pair, to really excel at whatever it is that you want to do in life, whether it's academics, a new skill, a new job, a new hobby, whatever. If you're trying to be better at something, train your mind as hard as you train your body at it, or train your body as hard as you train your mind at it, because one is not better than the other. One should not be stronger than the other. We have to really maintain that. And once you get strong at it, that don't mean stop strengthening. Strength training is important. You can always be better. So don't stop. Last but certainly not least, I do want to talk about trauma and healing very, very briefly. I feel like this is something that definitely will be brought up in future episodes, but for episode 1, I felt like it was important to talk about it because it's such a large concept. Just talking about it in minutes honestly does do it an injustice. But one of the most important things to remember is your wound may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Your wound may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. That right there, I can't even remember where I heard it. I wish I could. If anybody knows, I'm more than happy to give credit. But that right there is such a powerful line, because you really cannot live in anger. You can't live in hate. You can't live in blame, even though it probably or definitely is the other person's fault. The person who you want to blame, that's very well may be true. But when you want to cast all that hate and anger and blame into that one person or those people, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. You're doing nothing but hurting your loved ones around you. You're doing nothing that could be beneficial. They did that to you, yes, but you're letting it affect you continuously, over and over and over, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. No, it's not okay. And at some point you have to take responsibility that, yes, I'm letting this affect me. Yes, I'm letting this happen to me. But ask yourself, why? Why are you doing that? Don't give them that power. This is your life. For example, you had a bad childhood. Maybe it wasn't the worst, but you felt neglected. You felt hurt. You felt lost. You felt unheard, unappreciated, invisible, unloved, everything. Like, your feelings were invalidated to the core, but your feelings were real. You blame your parents, you blame your siblings, you grow up and continue to blame them, and now your relationship with your family is at a strain. One of the most important lessons life has taught me so far is that time is very much limited, borrowed, and unpredictable. The reality is people die, okay? Plain and simple, people will die. Your family will die. Your friends will die, and you don't know when. It'll be when you least expect it. It'll be when you do expect it. People just die. You will die. People die. And as harsh as it sounds, as sad as it is the reality. So when we're being intentional and when we're healing and when we're going through trauma, one of the things that we have to constantly remember, or we have to remind ourselves, is that we can't place so much blame on other people. We can't place so much hatred and anger into other people that we love. People that we love. Those things that you're mad about, is it worth being mad about? Is it worth straining a relationship? Is it worth not having your family, your blood family, your friends you grew up with, friends out of diapers, out of everywhere, like these people? Is it worth throwing it away? And if it is, okay, walk away. I'm not one of those people that says, okay, because you've been around somebody for X amount of time, you're obligated to be around them for the rest of your life. No. If that person is dead weight in your life and that person is harming your mental health, by all means, let them go. Wash your hands with them completely and move on with your life. Wish them happiness. But if this is somebody that you love and not having them in your life hurts you, then you need to go work for that relationship today. You need to go work for that relationship yesterday, because tomorrow you might not get that chance. So you mean to tell me this is really the end of episode 1, y'all? Thank you so much for listening, whether you skimmed through or listened to the whole thing. Hope I was able to help you in some way. Hopefully I embarked some questions, leave me some comments, some feedback, some love, anything you want to do. I'll have a set schedule for So You Mean to Tell Me real soon. I have some new ideas, some new surprises, new everything on the way. We're going to get back consistent. We're going to get back in tune. So this is just the beginning of the journey, and I can't wait to see y'all next time. Bye.